I'm Neal Fugate. In this video, I would like to take a look inside the National Association of REALTORS Code of Ethics. In other words, to explore a realtor's core values. I'm not sure if the general public is aware that realtors have a code of ethics and standards of practice that we pretty much sign on to when we become realtors. And as you can see, this is a copy of the entire document. I'm not going to read it word for word, but I am going to go over a few sections specifically. But it's divided into three different sections. The first is the top part, which is the preamble, and it talks about the general guidelines and rules that we follow. And it's been over 100 years since the adoption of this document. It starts out pretty seriously. It says, "Under all is the land. Upon its wise utilization and widely allocated ownership depend the survival and growth of free institutions and of our civilization. And realtors, therefore, are zealous to maintain and improve the standards of their calling and share with their fellow realtors a common responsibility for its integrity and honor. In recognition and appreciation of their obligations to clients, customers, the public, and each other, realtors continuously strive to eliminate practices which may damage the public or which might discredit or bring dishonor to the real estate profession. Realtors can take no safer guide than that which has been handed down through the centuries embodied in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do to you, do ye even so to them. Accepting this standard as their own, realtors pledge to observe its spirit in all of their activities in accordance with the tenets set forth below." The first section talks about duties to clients and customers. And I'm not going to read it word for word for the rest of it. I'm sure you don't need me to do that. But basically, when representing a buyer, seller, or landlord, realtors pledge themselves to protect and promote the interests of the client. And even though our primary duty is to our client, we also are obligated to treat all parties fairly and honestly. That brings us to fiduciary duties. A realtor is deemed to be a fiduciary either intentionally through written agreement or unintentionally through course of action. So if you're under contract with a realtor, then they have obviously a fiduciary responsibility to you. But if they are simply acting on your behalf as a realtor and you haven't signed anything yet, there's a good chance that they also owe you a fiduciary responsibility. As a fiduciary, a real estate broker or agent working for them will be held under the law to owe certain specific duties to his principal in addition to any of them that are set forth in a contract. And these specific duties include loyalty, confidentiality, disclosure, obedience, reasonable care and diligence, and accounting or accountability. The one that I want to delve into a little deeper is loyalty, because according to NAR, loyalty is one of the most fundamental fiduciary duties owed by an agent to his principal. And the duty obligates a real estate broker or their agent to act at all times solely in the best interests of his principal to the exclusion of all other interests, including the broker's own self-interest. So that means we are duty-bound to put the client's interest over our own. I think that's pretty cool, actually. That covers the duties to the clients, and now we'll move over to duties to the public. In general, realtors shall not deny any equal professional services to a group of protected classes, and that's very serious. We take that very seriously. That's why we normally post the equal housing logo on a lot of our literature and marketing stuff, because it's serious. We take it seriously. We shall also not be party to any plan or agreement to discriminate against those same protected classes. We shall not provide professional services that are outside our field of competence. We shall be honest and truthful, and we shall not engage in activities that constitute the unauthorized practice of law. If you've ever been in a real estate transaction, it probably came up where your agent didn't want to answer a question because it was outside his scope of competence. We're not lawyers, and we can't give you legal advice. We can guide you through the real estate transaction, and then there are a lot of times when things come up that we would need to refer you to an actual real estate lawyer. And that's why we do that. We also have duties to other realtors. And without going through every line of that one as well, basically we are not going to say bad things about other realtors. Even if we're in competition with them, we're in the same market, we're not going to down talk them. We're not going to talk behind their backs. If we have those kinds of opinions, we're going to keep them to ourselves. And we also are not going to try to get in between another realtor's client and them. That's why if you ever get marketing pieces asking if you want to sell your home, at the very bottom of it, you'll see a disclaimer that if you are already involved if you're already in a transaction with another real estate broker, please, this is not meant to be a solicitation. That's why we do that as well. This is all part of the Code of Ethics, and we want to treat our fellow realtors with respect and fairly. And that has been a look inside the National Association of REALTORS Code of Ethics. I hope it's been somewhat enlightening. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And if you would like to actually read the document yourself, then look below here for the link. I've included a link for the actual Code of Ethics, and then that supplemental document that talks about fiduciary responsibilities. That was it. I just really wanted to share this with everybody just to make sure that the general public was aware that these are the rules that we as realtors play by. And I, for one, take them seriously, and I'm glad they're there. So that was it for now. As always, I'm here to help. Thanks.